Welcome to the Thriving Soulpreneur podcast. This is a space where we talk about human design, spirituality, and neuroscience, all applied to business and money. My purpose is to help struggling solopreneurs to run sustainable businesses, to become financially resilient, and to create powerful change within their communities and beyond. I am your host, Andrea Niño de Guzman, a numbers girl and neuro geek who left the corporate world to do what she does best, to catalyze transformations. I am thrilled and honored to have you here, and I really hope to serve you in the best way possible. Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is Andrea. It's always such a pleasure, such a gift to have you here listening to this new episode of the Thriving Soulpreneur podcast. I'm truly honored, truly humbled to have you here. Really, I feel blessed. Like I mentioned before, I believe it was in my first episode. Doing a podcast is something that I've always wanted to do. It's been for years, maybe even like 20 years or around there. And I never got around doing it because I was so insecure and, I don't know, full of shit. Full of my own excuses of why I wasn't doing this, until a few weeks ago I decided that I'm just gonna do it. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. It doesn't matter if it's not professional looking like other huge podcasts out there, but it's something that's coming from my heart. So here you have me weekly talking about different aspects about human design and business and neuroscience and related fields, and how we can truly embody and reconnect with our most authentic self. So this is me pouring my heart to you and doing and speaking from a place that I really love. So first thing, before we get started, I really wanted to thank each and every one of you for reaching out. I wanted to thank you all for your support, for your comments, for your feedback. The response that I've received from this podcast has been amazing. I mean, I have people who I haven't spoken to in years, who have seen, some my pictures on social media, or who just like stumbled across on my profile. And they're like, I want the link to your podcast. What is this podcast? And then they are the ones that are giving me feedback of, oh my goodness, I love what you're talking about. Show me more, tell me more. And it's been very surprising, very humbling at the same time to see how well received this information has been. And something that I also discovered with all this feedback is that here I am thinking that everybody knows about human design, because that's the world that I live in. I work with a lot of coaches and many do know, but there are many entrepreneurs and solopreneurs out there who have no idea what human design is. And those are the types of questions that I got. What the heck is human design? I have no idea what you're talking about. It seems very interesting, but I need to know more. So this is what this episode is going to be about. It's going to be about what the heck is human design, and why do I love it, and why am I so passionate about it, and why have I basically focused most of my professional coaching career on it. So human design is a synthesis of ancient wisdom and modern science. When we talk about ancient wisdom, we're talking about astrology, the Hindu chakra system, the Kabbalah, the Chinese I Ching. And when we talk about modern science, we're talking about quantum physics. And from my interpretation, I believe that epigenetics is also involved. So when you mesh these things, these sciences and all this ancient wisdom, you get a system that basically helps you understand yourself on a whole different level. This goes beyond any traditional personality test, whether it's the colors, the MBTI. It goes way, way, way beyond. This is not an astral chart either. It goes way beyond that. And what it gives you, it's that self-awareness of who you truly are, of how you are designed to interact with others, how you are designed to interact with your environment. And it also gives you the tools to align with your unique nature and to And it helps you, and it gives you kind of like that roadmap or that path to help you step into your highest potential in every area of your life, whether it's your career, with your business, with your relationships, and your partnerships, in every aspect of your life. And what I love about human design is the premise, because it starts with this premise that we're not broken, we're not in need of fixing. There's nothing. We're not flawed by design. And what I've observed a lot in the coaching industry, and when we talk about personal development, is this obsession of we need to fix ourselves, we need to change things. And I know it's guided from a very powerful intention of helping others move forward, but we're just so stuck on what's not working. And it in a way, it makes you feel bad. It makes you feel guilty. It makes you feel flawed, like there's something wrong with you. When in reality, we're not, like I said, we're not broken. There's nothing in need of fixing, because in our essence, in our true essence, we are unique beings who are perfectly designed and who have a very unique and important purpose. They have a mission. They have something to fulfill in this life. So human design for me is not about changing who you are, but it's rather more about giving yourself full permission to be who you've always been. For me, this is incredibly powerful. It's not about changing who you are, but it's about giving yourself that full permission to be who you've always been. And here's the problem that I see. And here's why this sometimes, strikes a chord with people. It's because throughout our lifetime, we've adopted these beliefs, these habits, these attitudes from our surroundings, whether it's from our parents, from our friends, from school, from society, around how we are supposed to behave, right? These are the shoulds, the have tos. These are the parameters that we're supposed to fulfill or to live by in order to be accepted or to be recognized by others. That's one thing. We're so focused on our rational thinking, on our analytical thinking, on having the right answers. And the result of that, so the result of living according to how others expect us to see it, and the result of us over-focusing on the analytical aspect of our potential, is that we start making decisions that are not completely aligned with our inner self. We start making decisions based on how others expect, or what others expect to see in us. And we begin to pretend to be somebody who we're really not. So we basically spend much of our young adult lives, maybe even into our early 40s, with like these character masks of who we're supposed to be. For a while, I was supposed to be the successful businesswoman, the executive, the woman who had it all under control, because that's how I was projecting my own insecurities, because that's how I wanted others to see me. And if we keep this going on for long enough, kind of like the charade, if we keep on silencing our true self or the real self and just keep on with this focus on who we're supposed to be, we eventually reach a point where we either burn ourselves out, where we are incredibly frustrated, where we become angry, where we become bitter, or we just become disappointed. But it's this thing, that's this moment where you're like, why bother? And the reality is that what I'm talking about is really those pain points that are caused by the conditioning that we've acquired, that we've inherited, of behaviors and attitudes that are not really aligned with who we are meant to be. So when we learn about our human design, what it gives us is this new narrative. It gives us the possibility to start telling ourselves, to start sharing, to start living by a new narrative of who am I, of what am I here to do. And it allows you to start identifying those thoughts, those beliefs, those behaviors that keep you from fully expressing your true self, your authentic self, the real you, not the you that others want to see, but the one that is burning to come out from inside you. And I feel that if we would be looking at this from a visual perspective, it's you trying to be that square peg that's desperately trying to fit in that round hole. That's your conditioning. That's how we've brought up to be, and we carry all these perceptions of what does it mean to be a good parent? What does it mean to be a successful entrepreneur? What does it mean to be a recognized professional? What does it mean to be a successful woman or a man? We have all these stories about how we're supposed to be, and that's the round hole that we're desperately trying to fit in. And while we're so busy trying to fit into this round hole, we're not seeing our innate gifts. We're not seeing our true gifts. We're not connecting to our potential. In fact, we're not even exploiting our potential because we're so worried about what we don't have. We're so worried about what we need to quote unquote fix or to change in order to be more of how others expect us to be. So human design changes all that. It changes the conversation around all of that. And that is why I am so passionate about human design. And not only that, but I'm passionate about applying human design into business. Why? Because I feel that in business, there are many things that are going great, that are working well in terms of strategy, in terms of how we create products, in terms of how we the products, the services, the technology that is available for us to grow our business. But we've also inherited this hustle culture. 1. 2, we've also inherited this notion that running a business needs to be hard, that it needs to be difficult, that it carries a lot of sacrifice. And that, we have to pay attention and we have to follow the experts or the gurus of how business should be done. But in the process, and it's all great. Yes, you can look up to them. You can see them as a reference point. But in the process, when that happens, we completely silence ourselves. We shut ourselves from how we naturally perceive that we could run our business. And this is especially true when you are a solopreneur. It doesn't matter if you're a coach, a light worker, a healer, an intuitive, or a service-based entrepreneur. There's this feeling inside of you that says, I want to run my business this way. And then there's a conditioning that comes that says, no, that's not what you're supposed to do. And you have no idea how many conversations I've had around this. For example, of how we manage our day. I know many solopreneurs who feel so guilty about starting their days after 9 or 10 a.m. because you're supposed to start your day early, because that's what you're supposed to be productive. You're supposed to have a to-do list. You're supposed to be organized. There's so many things that we're supposed to do that aren't really aligned for us. And the same thing goes when we market our business. And the same thing goes when we create products. There's so many things that we're supposed to do. And all this does is it creates and it makes our business heavy. And it's no longer fun. It may no longer feel aligned with the vision that we had, the purpose that we had. So when we bring in human design, and this is how I work with my clients, I am able to see them in their shadows and in their lights by understanding their chart. We're able to discuss and explore their different areas where there might be specific aspects of conditioning. So we're able to explore, where specific beliefs come from and what happened and what experiences from the past detonated those beliefs or those attitudes, maybe around business, money, success, freedom, productivity, you name it. We can go deep. So we're able to understand that. We're able to understand the pressures that they're facing, that my client is, or the person that I'm reading for is facing, whether it's a pressure to figure it out. And this is another thing, another point of conditioning, of the pressure of having to, once you have an idea, the pressure to figure it out or make it happen. This quote of, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. So you have to push forward to make things happen and make it a reality. And we see where that pressure is coming from. We start identifying how you relate or how you interact or how you are designed to interact with uncertainty, for example, with your sets of limiting and enabling beliefs. We look into how you are designed to connect with the power of your words, with how you are designed to share your experiences with others so that you can be heard. We look into, the stories that you have of yourself, of, around your self-worth, around how, your value, your self-love, your the relationship that you have with your body, the relationship that you might have with a higher energy, a higher entity, whether it's God, spirit, source, the universe. We look into how you lead. We look into how open you are into receiving and into being compassionate and doing things for others, and also being able to set those healthy boundaries so that you stay in your own alignment. We look into what you need to stay congruent and sustainable, self-sustainable in terms of how you manage your energy so that you don't burn out. We look into how you are designed to process your emotional wisdom, how you are designed to react to external pressures or stress, and what you can do to reconnect to what brings you joy, or to what you're passionate about, or to your purpose, or to that adventure, or to that big picture. We look into your fears. We look into how you process your instinct, how you react maybe to some situations. We look into how you manage your energy and your day-to-day and what you need to be in this place of alignment and not burnout. So we look at many factors. We look at how you are designed to interact with others. We look at the main themes that may be coming up for you depending on how old you are and where in your personal development you are, and how that may be even impacting the types of decisions that you might be making for your business. So we have this very broad and also very deep picture and deep analysis of who you are as a business owner. And with that, we start tying it in with how you are running your business, how you are running it, how you are showing up, for example, with your business, how you are deciding, how maybe you are procrastinating, and based on what, maybe based on what conditioning, maybe based on what aspects of your chart are you being triggered to procrastinate, to hide, to not take action. Maybe, and we also look into what's triggering you in your business. Where are you struggling in your business? And what are the stories behind your chart and your past and the conditioning that are triggering this? So when we're able to see this, and this is what we call business by design, when we're able to integrate who you be with what you do, then we're able to set a whole different range of parameters and actions that feel more aligned. So where I'm getting with this, and when it comes to business, is that it's no longer about this is what you should be doing. If you're launching, if you're promoting, if you're posting, if you are in a relationship with a loved one, we step away from this is what you should be doing. This is how you should be making money. This is how you should be saving. This is how you should be spending. This is how you should be raising your kids. We step away from the shoulds. And instead we change the conversation into what feels true to you? What feels aligned for you? What feels joyful for you? What feels safe for you right now? And that starts bringing the power back into you. Because for so long, especially when it comes to business, we've put the power outwards. We've externalized, we've focused so much on how others are doing it, and maybe even started imitating others because we wanted to have or replicate their success. But we've completely silenced our inner desire. And why this is important, and this is the other aspect of human design that I love so much, is because we're taking the conversation 3 steps deeper. 3 steps beyond what's traditionally shared in traditional business forums. Because in traditional business forums, what's most important is how you analyze things, the rational aspects, the data that you have to back things up. But you don't think about what your intuition is telling you, what your gut is telling you. You don't take into consideration what your emotional wisdom is telling you. And in reality, those are our three awareness points. This is how we read information, not just from the rational, logical level, but we also read information through our instinct, and we also read information through our emotions. And human design allows you and shows you how you can integrate all of those, and how you can embody them, and how you can begin to use them in business in a way that feels aligned. When instead, in traditional business settings, when you don't look at human design, we're only focusing on one, maybe two. We focus on the rational aspect, and maybe we might focus on the emotional aspect. But nobody talks about intuition. Nobody talks about that instinctual feeling, that just knowingness. And obviously, don't get me started when we talk about receiving downloads or being connected with guides, because yes, that's something that happens. And we allow that, and we promote that. And I promote that, I promote that. And I help you make decisions from a place that really integrates those 3 things. So if you have a download, and if you feel this push to do something, to launch this product in a way that might be completely nonsensical to traditional ways of doing business, I'm going to help you and I'm going to support you, because I know that's coming from deep within, and there's certainty in that. I know that you're not doing it from a place of fear. You're not doing it from a place of lack. You're not doing it because you want to imitate somebody else. It's inner wisdom. It's your inner drive. And that's the most amazing place to do business from. And it's really, and as a coach, and to be able to witness that in your clients when they start connecting from within, when they start making those empowered decisions that might be so crazy at first, but when they implement it are beyond successful. And not only that, but they're beyond fulfilling and exciting. It's completely amazing. It's mind-blowing. And this is why I love what I do, because I'm able to be that witness of seeing people reconnect with their higher purpose, of seeing people do business from a place of a higher sense of authenticity. So, okay, I went off a rant here on human design and business, but in essence, that's what I do. That's how I incorporate human design and business. And this is also why I feel that it's so important that everyone needs to know their human design. It doesn't matter if you're a high-profile CEO, which I've already done readings for them, or a middle manager in, a traditional corporate setting. I've done readings for managers in insurance companies. It doesn't matter if you're a startup founder. It doesn't matter if you're a solopreneur. It doesn't matter if you're a stay-at-home mom. It doesn't matter if you're somebody who's just starting, who's in their 20s, who's trying to figure out life, or somebody who's in their 60s or 70s trying to change their path and create something new. It doesn't matter what stage you're at, and it doesn't matter what you're doing for a living. But knowing and understanding your human design changes perspective in everything. Why? Because it changes the conversation that you have about yourself. Because it's no longer about what you need to fix. Your focus is no longer on how broken you are, how flawed you are, how wrong you are, but rather it's that permission that I was mentioning at the beginning of, okay, this is who I am, and this is how I am. This is who I can be. And you don't no longer have to justify yourself or find excuses. You no longer have to judge yourself for not being too much or not enough of, because you just are. You're fully acceptant of yourself. And when you do that, and this is where epigenetics comes into play, it changes the frequency, it changes the dialogue, it changes the energy that you're talking to yourself. And that changes how you express physically, how you express your cells, how it changes your DNA expression, because the language is no longer invasive. It's no longer damaging. It's no longer abusive. Because yes, we can be our biggest abusers. We can be the inner dialogue that we have. And I'm the first one to admit, we can be incredibly mean to ourselves. We can be incredibly judgmental. But when you understand your human design, instead of judgmental, you become compassionate. You become curious. You step away from this victim mode. You become empowered. You become connected to your authentic self. You become so many things. So, with that, I think that's all what I have to say. I could talk for hours on human design, but I'm not gonna torture with that. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. This is why I love human design. This is why I've completely changed the way that I do coaching. This is why I've changed what I offer, because I'm on that mission to help people reconnect themselves to their highest potential. And I feel that this, for me, is the best tool to start having that conversation. Now, obviously, and this is also important, human design is not like this magic pill. It's a one-time thing and you're going to be suddenly, everything is going to change. No, it's the starting point of a long process of self-awareness, of discovery, of acceptance, of contemplation, of embodiment. It's a long process of embodiment, just like any long cycle of personal transformation. Anybody that sells you a quick change in my personal opinion, it's not. They're selling you shit. But this starts a dialogue of a deep exploration of your true potential, and a deep exploration into a deep journey into the reconnection to your authentic self. One, human design, yes, is a system, but in its essence, it's not designed to close you down in a specific label. At least that's not the way that I approach it. There may be other coaches who do, but not me. The way that I see it, for me, it's a system that's designed to help you liberate you from the perceptions, maybe the erroneous or the misled perceptions that you have of yourself. It's designed to liberate you from those should-haves, those have-tos that may feel burdensome. And for me, it's that system or that roadmap that allows you to see yourself in your fullest potential with the brightest and most lovable light, instead of showing you the flaws, the what needs fixing, what needs changing. So there's a lot of love here too. There's a lot of acceptance. It's a beautiful work. And if you've never had a human design reading, I recommend you getting one. I obviously do offer human design readings. I offer business by design readings. And obviously you can find all my one-on-one coaching programs and group coaching programs that are available. All of them involve human design. And my focus, like I said, is not to be this just one-stop pill of change, but rather my focus is to help you embody, not just understand, but help you embody your human design so that you can change the way that you do business, so that you can change the way that you manage your money. You can change the way that you raise your kids. You can change the way that you relate to others, right? You can change many things because you're reconnecting with your true self, not because you're broken or fixed, you need a fixing, but because you're reconnecting to your true authentic self. So bottom line, get a human design reading. There are many, many coaches. If you don't feel like I'm your person, not a problem. I can refer you to a bunch of very talented human design readers and human design coaches. A coach is the one that helps you embody. A reader is the one that's just going to tell you the information. If you do feel aligned to work with me, then yes, I offer, like I said, human design readings, and you can see them in the link you can find them in the link in the bio. And if you've had a human design reading and you want to dive deeper, then this is your chance again to dive deeper, let's dive into, your relationship with money, your relationship with your business, how you are showing up. It's more about who you be rather than what you have to do, right? So let's take it a step further. And if you're looking for resources, I can point you into the right direction. If you're looking to become certified because you want to start teaching this, again, I can show you I can pinpoint you into the right direction. I've done four or five human design certifications so far. So I've worked with different teachers and, who have different approaches, and they're all wonderful and amazing in their very unique way. And we can have that conversation as well. So reach out. And if you just have questions about human design, please feel free to connect them share them, reach out to the link that I'm going to share in my bio. You can find me on Instagram at ang.transformationcatalyst and drop me a message or drop me a comment and ask any questions that you might have about human design. I'm thinking about starting a group, and I'm putting this out there to see if any of you are interested and if this is something that feels aligned or not, where we can start doing monthly readings, short readings on people who want to start understanding deeper aspects of their human design, or who might have questions about how do I embody this, because I feel that this is information that everybody needs to have. So this is something that I'm considering doing. I still haven't made a decision, but yeah, maybe we'll give it a try. All right. Okay. So with that said, it's been a pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure sharing this with you. Check out the link in my bio. Look into the human design readings. Look into the programs that are coming up. There's this new mastermind called the Financial Resiliency Mastermind, which is based on human design to help you decondition the relationship that you have with your money. And that one's starting in August. So if you want to go into the waiting list, it's the first time that I'm running it. So it's going to be at a really no-brainer price because I want to get as many people through that experience. And I also want to have that experience of delivering this. This is information or the way that I've thinking about giving this mastermind has been brewing or has been downloading for the past 6 weeks. And yeah, I think it's ready to come to life. So yeah, check out those links. And here's a big hug to you. Much love. I wish you an amazing week, and send me those questions, send me those comments, and share this with somebody if you found it valuable. All right. Much love. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.